I wanted to talk about the options for individuals that came as temporary foreign workers to Canada, and once they come to Canada, they've experienced abuse or exploitation. So abuse or exploitation for temporary foreign workers can take many different forms. You may have an employer that has taken your passport or has seized your passport. You may have an individual that your employer is seizing your wages. You may have an employer that is seeking sexual favors. So many temporary foreign workers are faced with abuse and exploitation, and they've come here. Their work permits are closed work permits, so that means that they have to work for this particular employer. And because of that power imbalance, what that means is that they're susceptible, they're vulnerable. And in the past, temporary foreign workers have faced this sort of dilemma. And the dilemma is, if they come forward and they complain against their employer, they could themselves be removed from Canada. They may not have an option to remain in Canada. And option number two is that if they remain in Canada, or they continue going down this pathway, and that also is a difficult scenario to face. In the past, individuals might have been able to make an application for humanitarian and compassionate application for relief, for Section 25, which is humanitarian and compassionate relief. They could apply. They could seek permanent residence under that basis. That it's a very discretionary relief, so it depends on the officer, and you'd have to establish their time in Canada, their establishment in Canada, the hardship in place if they were to leave Canada, for example. So that was one option. Another option was this temporary resident permit, this so-called, and it used to be called the minister's permit in the past, Section 24 of the Act, compelling reasons to remain in Canada. And that they expanded that for individuals that were victims of human trafficking. There's a new process right now. So if you were abused or you're exploited, and there's a wide definition of abuse and exploitation, and that's on the website itself. So you're able to then convert your closed work permit to an open work permit, and you'll be able to get an open work permit within 5 working days. And so this new process is very important. It allows sort of a degree of breathing room, shall we say. So you don't have to stay in this exploitative, abusive relationship with this employer that might have a high degree of control or power over you. So I would encourage all individuals in the situation, temporary foreign workers, to look at what's available. It's on the website. There's some resources out there, but it is possible. You do not have to stay in an abusive or exploitative relationship.